What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I am back with reviews. And this time, I'm coming back for Love and Marriage Detroit. This is season 2, episode 1, and the episode is titled Back to the D. Now, I know I have not done reviews in a while, but your girl is slowly coming back. And why not start with this show? This show should be a real easy review because I don't really like most of the people on the show. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't really like these people, but we're gonna talk about it. Now, first things first, why is Carlos on our screens, y'all? Of all the things that we could have done to show a recap of the show, I'm just not understanding why Carlos is here giving us a play-by-play as if we couldn't have just replayed a few scenes and wrapped it right on up. I don't need Carlos here. Then, we start off with Christina singing, y'all. Now, she may have a studio voice, and I know that at one point she wanted a singing career and clearly Get It With Brandon stopped that. But girl, we don't need to hear you hum or sing and do that little ditty that you did ever again. It wasn't what you thought it was, sis. It really wasn't. The vocals were not giving. Nonetheless, Brandon pops up at the house, right? And we clearly see they're not in the penthouse anymore. She has her own place. This man comes over with dirty laundry because we learned that they're getting a divorce. They are separated. Negro, don't come to my door talking about can you do my laundry? Are you crazy? We ain't together no more. And you've lost your mind thinking that you have the privilege to come to my door with your dirty towels and sheets. Absolutely not. Now, what's crazy to me is that this man, he said that he felt like he was being attacked in the marriage. Sir, let's not act like Christina did not have reasons to not want to be with you. When you had a whole artist behind her back and you would lie and act like you was just in the studio by yourself and you were not, okay? You would send her the voicemail, remember that? And then on top of that, Brandon, you were not a good partner. We saw it season 1, the way you would gaslight her and play in her face. We saw you, buddy. So the fact that you really trying to flip this whole divorce thing to make it seem like, she has to prove something to you for you to come back home. Christina, please leave him. You could do so much better, and especially after some things that he said on this episode, baby, you are going to do so much better without Brandon, because clearly he's been holding you back. So they're discussing, their situation. And we learned that even on her wedding day, Christina had to deal with Brandon checking out other women. And I get it. He talking about men, we're going to look. Sir, on your wedding day? I get men may take a glance, but the fact that you and your boys were having a full-on conversation about what women look good, that's crazy. And the fact that your boys even participated in that and wasn't like, dude, shouldn't you be focused on your wife? Like, you're getting married today? That's even crazier. That further let me know that this wedding was never taken serious. This marriage was never taken serious by Brandon. And then he had the audacity to hit her with the line of, God told me to come back here. No, God did not tell you to come back here. You realize that it's harder to be on your own financially, and that's why you're back on her doorstep. You still want to be on this show, that's why you're back on her doorstep. Be so for real. You were just wasting her time. And then she has a whole little breakdown. I said, girl, them tears was a little too real. And I get what she's saying. She's tired of going back and forth with him. I want her to let him completely go. Let Brandon go and see how your life gonna flourish. I'm just saying. Moving on, we see Russell and Kobe. They are back. She's 5 months pregnant. She's talking about how she wants a boy, and then to close up shop, she don't want no more. However, Russell, he feels like, if they don't have a boy this time and they have another girl, then they can work on baby number 3. I said, okay, clearly these two are not on the same page. Honestly, they're hardly ever on the same page. And one thing that was kind of annoying to me is the fact that they went to the doctor, right? And she's like, no, we don't want to know the sex of the baby. But then we have a whole conversation about how if it's a girl, he still wants to try for a boy, but then she thinks that it's a boy. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, and I get that in modern times, everybody wants to have a gender reveal party. But listen, Kobe, the way you two are not on the same page, just ask the doctor what y'all having. Because this can eliminate a whole conversation. You find out that you have a boy, boom, we're good to go. You can go ahead and wrap this whole situation up. You find out that you have a girl, okay, we're blessed that we're having a second girl. Either way, Russell, I don't plan on having more children. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that everybody wants to do we have to have a gender reveal and all of this, but really, you don't. Especially if you and your husband are going back and forth on having more than 2 children or not. And another thing that I noticed with this couple, or at least with Kobe, I feel like Kobe don't like being pregnant at all. Like, I don't know if she has like serious like morning sickness, or does she always like feel some type of way about being pregnant, but I get the vibe that she don't like being pregnant at all. And I get it, everybody doesn't have a good experience, but it's just given that Kobe ain't happy. But we're gonna go ahead and move on, because we get back to Brandon. Now, this man is at his mama's house. We learned that that's where he's staying. So you mean to tell me that you brought your dirty laundry over to Christina's house so that she can do it, as if your mama don't have a washer and a dryer? I know that old white woman got a washer and a dryer hookup. I know she do. I know she not going to no laundromat. Hell, if anything, you could have went to the laundromat, because Christina should not have to wash your clothes. But nonetheless, baby, when I tell you this conversation gave me everything that I need to know about Brandon, I said, oh, baby, you've been trifling since the beginning. That's wild. Now, at the top of the conversation, he's telling his mother that they're not getting a divorce or whatever. And I'm just like, sir, y'all need to speed up the process. Because the fact that even his mother knows that Brandon needs to make some changes, I said, dude, you don't hear what your mama's saying? It's you're the one. You're the one who needs to make all the changes, buddy. Because for some reason you refuse to grow up and be a 30-something, close to 40-year-old man. Like, I have no idea how old Brandon is, but he got to be somewhere in that over 35, hell, closer to 45 range. And what's crazy is that we learned that they got married after 6 months just because he wanted to smash. Negro, what? Just so that you can sleep with this girl, you decided to marry her because she wasn't putting out for you? That is psychotic. I'm sorry. This whole situation is giving now what I've realized. Now, I can't remember how long they've been married. I cannot remember how long Brandon and Christina have been married. But it's giving to me that maybe Christina was a V when she met him. You know what I'm saying? And like, he's her first everything. That's the vibe that I'm low-key getting from this whole situation. But the fact that that man said on national TV that the only reason why he married her was that he could smash is crazy. Like, you basically played on this girl since the beginning. You just wanted to smash. Like, you did not take this marriage serious in any capacity. That is crazy to me. Like, the fact that he admitted that, please, Christina, divorce this man. You deserve better. So, we then get him talking about the fact that he kind of snatched her security away because he's no longer in the household or whatever. And I'm just like, you snatched her security away, but she's in a house and you are sleeping on your mama's couch. I'm trying to understand. Did she snatch your security away, or did you? Then he talks about how, he knows basically that if they go through with a divorce, she's probably going to move back to Buffalo because that's where she's from. And he doesn't want to be, distant from his kids. Well, Negro, you should have thought about that before you decided that you, number one, had children with this woman, because clearly you never loved her. You should have thought about that when you only wanted to smash, and how your life may change drastically now that you married a woman. And then, if we want to talk about current times, sir, that's what happens when a divorce happens. You guys are no longer together, and you are no longer obligated to stay in the same state. Like, be so for real. I don't know, y'all. Brandon and Christina, he's really making me feel bad for Christina. But moving on, we get to the Dobines, okay? They are a new couple on the show. They have 2 children, Chancellor and Lourdes. You know what's so crazy, y'all? I really miss kids with black names. Like, I'm sorry, but Chancellor is giving Young and the Restless. Lourdes is not really that cute of a name. Like, what happened to Malik? What happened to Shanice? But I digress. We meet Kimberly. She is an event planner, motivational speaker, designer, and she curates events around the city. I said, ma'am, you're really trying to make yourself sound so great, because the fact that you added that you curate events around the city and your first statement was that you were an event planner, baby, that's the same thing. Like, please stop trying to boast yourself up so high. Then we learned that her husband, I think his name is Marcel, he works in the mortgage industry, and he's also a motivational speaker. Sir, what are you motivating people to talk about? I'm just curious. What are you motivating people to do? But nonetheless, we see them with their 2 kids, and honestly, this scene seems so forced, especially that random conversation about how they're lacking communication because he listens to her. And I'm just like, girl, you could have had any of these other husbands. They don't listen to their wives at all. Be happy with what you got and chill out. Moving on. We see LaToya and Anthony, y'all. So the Dobines are coming over for dinner, and they play a game of Never Have I Ever. I said, how old are we? Like, it's giving y'all like 23 years old, and baby, we know that y'all are not. And they play this game, and Anthony talking about how he's done all these things. It's just like, Anthony, please stop. Like, I don't know. Every time I see Anthony, I just always remember the fact that he always thinks that he's doing oh so much, but it seems like he's doing very little in actuality. Nonetheless, they have dinner, y'all. They have dinner on a coffee table. Baby, I'm trying to understand how they got that big ass house with that gaudy furniture, and they had them eating at a coffee table at the couch. You mean to tell me that y'all couldn't at least have them eat at like the kitchen counter? You don't have a dining room? Like, did y'all flip y'all dining room into an office or something? I need to understand why you have your friends over here eating off of a coffee table. That is crazy to me. Like, y'all could have just went out to a restaurant. It would have been easier. Because this is giving, y'all ain't got it like y'all say y'all got it. Nonetheless, though, we do get a little bit of information that Kim, she used to be friends with Christina, and I mean, like, they were pretty tight to the point where she threw her baby shower, and they fell out. So it should be interesting this season that Christina and Kimberly will probably be enemies. So next we see Kobe and Christina. They meet up, and Kobe seems completely uninterested. Like, the last time that these girls talked was at the reunion. And then Christina, she talks about how, you know, she didn't feel comfortable reaching out to Kobe because she felt like she still had a wall up. And they talk about sisterhood, and Christina is going on about how, you know, she's going through it at home, and she didn't go too much into details at all. And Kobe, she says that she doesn't have the capacity to inquire about what Christina is going through, right? And I can't lie, it kind of made me feel bad for Christina, because you can tell that she wanted to like pour her heart out to somebody, because throughout watching this show, especially from season 1, it's given that Christina don't have like a lot of friends. And this is no offense to her, it's not a dig, but it seems like she don't have like a lot of friends. But nonetheless, it seemed like she really didn't want to like open up to Kobe in that moment. But Kobe, she just didn't care. Like straight up, Kobe was giving cold-hearted to me. And honestly, it kind of made me start to think about how, you know, everybody nowadays is setting boundaries, right? Of like, I don't have the capacity for this. I don't have, you know, the capacity to deal with your drama and the things that are going on with your life because I need to focus on mine. And I get all of that. I absolutely do, especially the fact that Kobe's pregnant. She wants to have an easy breezy pregnancy, and I get all that. But it does make me wonder, like, with everyone setting so many boundaries nowadays, like, I feel like certain elements of that is stopping people from having a true friendship. Because honestly, yeah, I can go to my therapist for sure to have a conversation about what I'm going through. But if I can't tell my friend what I'm going through, like, I'm sorry, I cannot be your friend only during the good times. Because that's just not how life works. Sometimes if I'm going through it, I do want to hear from my friend their perspective. You know what I mean? Sometimes they have great advice. But if everyone has this wall up of, oh, you got stuff going on, I can't listen to it, I don't have the capacity. It's like, so that means you only want to be my friend when things are going good. I mean, that sounds great, but it's not realistic. But nonetheless, let me get off of that. Maybe I'm thinking too deep. Do I feel like Christina and Kobe will have a friendship this season? I would hope so. I feel like the men, especially Brandon, got involved and stirred up some mess that didn't need to be stirred up amongst the ladies. And I hope that they can find a place to be cool again. However, Kobe seemed real cold. And I don't think that she thinks that she needs to be friends with Christina anymore. Because I think when the show first started, her and Christina were cool. She looked at her like a big sister. But now I feel like Kobe, she has veered over to like kick it with LaToya. And now there's going to be some other people on the show. She's going to go kick it with them. She don't have to kick it with Christina. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like when the show first started, she didn't really know LaToya. So she kind of clung to Christina. But now that I think she knows LaToya a little bit more, she gonna go kick it with her. But let's go ahead and move on. So we get to this District 78 party, right? It's the 1 year anniversary for Bravo and Lakeitha. It's probably Lakeitha or Lakita. I think it's Lakita. I guess they have like a bar or like a club that they own. This is the 1 year anniversary. Okay, cool. Now Kobe, she tells the group that she met up with Christina and how, you know, she didn't raise her voice. And I'm just like, okay, well, that was kind of messy because you really didn't have to tell this group that you met up with Christina because they don't like her. Like, I don't think that Bravo and his wife have a problem with her, but you know Anthony and LaToya don't really rock with Christina. So this was given a little bit of messy. We see Brandon and Christina show up. Baby, they gonna play the game and have a united front because they don't want the other people in their business. And I get it. I probably wouldn't want them in my business either. So Anthony, he calls out Christina's outfit and calls her the pink poodle. I said, sir, please stop. Like, this is a whole new season. Can we please start with a clean slate? Like, this girl ain't thinking about you. Please move forward, Anthony, please. And you saw how he tried to get his wife to chime in when they were in the confessionals. And he talked about Christina's outfit. And it seemed like she was not about to play into it. Thank God, because I don't need no more back and forth with LaToya and Christina. Like, let the girls get along. Moving on, the Dobines show up. And y'all know what I realized? When it comes to Kim's clothing, it's giving church lady. Like, her wardrobe gives church lady, and I'm not sure if I'm a fan. Because that outfit that she wore in this scene, I was not a fan with them puffy ass sleeves. But I digress. That was pretty much where the episode left off. We shall see what this season brings for Detroit. Hopefully it's better than the last season. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.